Skype is not working. Skype is crashing. Skype. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to close everything. Close absolutely everything. Now, there we go. Right. Call Mr. Pete. Mr. Pete of the Coopers. Mr. Pete of the Coopers variety. Petey Cooper. Peter.
Should we try that again?
Yay! Hello. Sorry, darling.
So what have you done to fix things? Have you fixed things?
I fixed things by slagging off Danny, so he's going to have a bit of a hissy fit there. I fixed things also because Skype just randomly crashed, because Danny was messaging me on Skype continually, doing his usual 85 bloody messages at once. Going, I love you. Oh, your babies. Danny, you have no womb. I'll find one on eBay. It doesn't work like that, Danny. And et cetera, et cetera. And it ruined Skype and ruined it for the rest of us, and so there. It's his fault for everything.
The drama of everything.
Yeah, the bloody Queen. Right, so, how are you? Where were we? Hello.
You were asking me a surreptitious question while nobody else was listening.
I know. So I was saying what you're wearing. As we're being so honest and open, is not wearing very much, to be fair.
Speaking of which, I have actually bought some new trousers this week. This is the high point of my week so far. I bought some new trousers.
Right.
Treated myself to some new trousers, and they're a little bit long. So they're basically the waistband is pretty close to my nipples, which is a little bit of a strange sensation.
See, now already that just flashes up several questions. Now, does this mean if they're very, very long, then you're not standing on the box? Are you quite short, gentlemen? Are you a gentle spoon? Are you, or are you a regular-ish type-sized gentleman? And so, do you know what I mean?
I am 6'3".
You are not 6'3".
I'm 6'3", so 185, 186 centimeters, give or take. I'm about 6'3".
Bloody hell! So these are epically long trousers, then, basically.
They are pretty long, and the fact that I have to kind of the waistband is well high, and I have to kind of fold it over a few times as well, so it looks a bit strange. I've got like kind of extra muffin tops, which is a bit odd.
See, because the second question was, how saggy are your nipples to be able to get close to the waistband? That was the obvious second question, really.
Well, the test, I suppose, the test is can you hold a pencil in if there is a fold? Can you put a pencil in the fold?
No,
and
I can't.
Got a fold, so
Oh, that's just disappointing. What's the point of having a test if you can't apply it?
It's funny you mention that, because there was I read something a while ago. There was a guy I knew at school who I knew on kind of from college and what have you, and he said I moved into a shared house the other day, and he was living with, I think, 3 girls at the time. So he's a straight guy living with 3 girls, and that in itself is Christmas came early. And apparently they'd overheard on the radio that the way that you tell if as a lady if you have perky nipples is if you can have a CD of balanced on them.
Right.
And he basically said, right, and he then was sat watching the TV as these kind of girls were prancing around comparing CDs and boobs and everything, and that was fair to say the high point of his weekend.
So is it a CD or a DVD? As we obviously haven't started the show yet, we can talk about this. So is it a CD or a DVD?
Well, they're the same size. It doesn't really matter.
I don't know.
The disc is the disc rather than the case. You kind of have the disc. Oh, right. And then the hole in the disc has a sort of a nipple stuck through it, and the idea is if you can hold a CD in place while resting it kind of around your nipple, then you have perky nipples.
Okay, so we're not, obviously it's not the case. I just happened to have to hand the Platinum collection. I'm guessing there's other versions, maybe the Diamond collection or something or other, of the Queen Greatest Hits. By me here. The reason why I was asking if it's like a DVD, because I was playing with DVDs and Blu-rays yesterday. I'll get into the conversation about why I was doing that in the show, the actual show, not the pre-rubbish. And I was like, there's a slight weight difference. and I would have, the reason why I was so confused by this, that's why I was bringing it up. I was like, wow, there's an actual difference in weightage. Surely that's just the same disc, just squashed and written differently. I didn't realise that it was actually. Anyway, so I'm gonna, because I hate it. It's not as a good greatest hits. I'm going to use greatest hits number 3, which is, well, Queen Plus. And so basically, what do you do, Pete?
The idea is, if you need to whip your top off, first of all. This only applies to girlies, but you can give it a shot.
I'm
if you
going.
wanna,
Look,
you know,
that's sexist. Don't start with me
some,
on this. All right, go on. So,
all right. So the first thing you need to do, as to whether or not you want to record this, is entirely your call.
It's recording.
What you need to do is
no
whip your top off, so you're bare chested.
I am bare chested.
And then the idea is that you take the disc in your hand, whether it's a CD or a DVD or a Blu-ray or whatever. You know, you have the physical disc with the hole in the middle.
We have the Queen Plus greatest hits. That's how crappy the third greatest hit was. It wasn't even Queen. It was just Plus. Right. So we got that. Yeah.
Marvelous. All right. So the idea is, and then you need to stand up, and then you need to basically ensure that your back is straight and your chest is straight, and you have to essentially put your nipple through the hole of the CD/DVD.
Right. Is it label side up or down?
Doesn't really matter.
Doesn't
it? The disc itself will be vertical.
Well, surely the one side is slightly more shinier than the other side. That's what I was asking. You see,
that's correct.
I don't want to give myself, some sort of, better chance of actually having perkier nipples if I'm going to put the shinier side.
The shiny side and the non-shiny side, I can't imagine will make much of a difference. What you need to bear in mind is that it's the perkiness of your nipple that will keep it in place. It's like, because if it's like sticking out like a wheel nut, it will work. If it's completely flat or you have innies, then it's not going to work.
Right. Okay. Right, so I can't stand up because you'd only see my groin on the camera, and so I'm back straight, right, and I'm going to put label side down to give me a fair chance, and then you hook that on there like that, right? It ain't staying. Is that a good thing?
Okay. Well, no. The idea is with if you have perky nips, then you are able to keep that disc from falling to the floor.
Oh. So there's no chance of me using the shiny side, if that's going to help any better.
No, to be honest, if the rough side isn't working, then the shiny side is going to be even worse.
It's like aluminum foil all over again. See what I did there for the Americanos? Yeah, aluminum.
Give it some thought. Give it a try. Maybe try some kind of practice over the weekend if you're a bit of a loose end.
Maybe what happens if I kind of give myself a little bit of a nipple cripple beforehand? Would that work?
Well, that's the other option. Is if you might want to sort of help yourself along with a couple of ice cubes or whatever, just to sort of.
Yeah, ice cubes won't hurt as much as nipple cripples. Yeah, okay. Not that I'm speaking from experience. Right, now we've got that experiment out of the way. Thank goodness I don't have a pencil to hand. Because I dread to think what else we could do with my moobage. So yes, right. Are we ready?